What's up, y'all? We are back. You are listening to Currently Mikey with Rocc. I am Mikey, and I am sitting here with some very important, very cool people. I got Mr. Henderson Maddox here from Signal 23 TV.
What's up, what's up, what's up?
And of course, I got Davey here co-hosting with me for the night.
Yo!
And they brought a friend, too. Henderson, you want to introduce your friend?
What's up, Tay?
What's up?
This is Tay. We're going to talk a little bit about Tay and what he do, but, you know, he a part of the team, so I had to bring him in.
So the squad is enhancing, spreading out.
Got to.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm all about growth. I'm all about growth, and that's a good thing. So speaking of growth, Signal 23 TV been doing some pretty big things. One of the biggest things I see is y'all, excuse me, but y'all asses actually shot in South Africa. When I saw that, I was like, wait a minute, because Davey was like, yeah, on the way to South Africa, y'all, and stuff. And I was like, why is he going to South Africa? Henderson's like, yo, on the way to South Africa. I said, wait a minute, something is going on. Y'all actually shot a whole new season of About Him in South Africa. First off, congratulations, that's huge.
Thank you.
That's a whole nother continent on location. Y'all, let's just understand about the sheer veracity of how far away Africa is from North America. It's on a whole other hemisphere.
And can I just say,
How long of a flight is that?
well, we had like, what, 20 hours worth of flights?
Another plane.
Oh my God.
On 2 flights. It was like 20 hours worth of flight time. But what I want to say is this. I went as talent, and he took really good care of us. Like, before we even started filming, we had 9 days of downtime to just be in South Africa
And enjoy
just
it and
have
take
a
it all
good
in.
time. He took really good care of us. He fed us, we drank, they cooked. Like, we had a really good time. So let me just say that.
Okay. So Henderson, talk to me a little bit about South Africa. Well, you know what? Let's
Let's start from the beginning.
Let's start from the beginning. Yeah, because let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna tell y'all kids, I'm tired of y'all blowing up my inbox, my DMs, my texts. Y'all mess up my spirit, whatever boy or girl I'm trying to lay up with. Y'all beeping and buzzing, and it's it's becoming problematic. So I'm glad Henderson agreed to sit down with me so that we can hash and talk stuff out, and we can just get it all out in the open. So Henderson, right now, well, not even say right now because I feel like y'all got some good things going on right now. In the past, Signal 23 TV has been mired in a lot of controversy. First off, how are you even dealing with all this controversy without me even talking about it first?
It's all about the business.
Okay.
And if anybody who knows me, who's around me, is business first. That's it. And if you're a threat to business or a threat to the bag, then you have to go. It's that simple. Quite frequently, just like the United States, we don't negotiate with terrorists. Because nobody was here when I was sleeping in my car or started this thing from the ground up or, just trying to build something, when it was just a thought in my head. Nobody was there. It was just me. So a lot of what you see, unfortunately, is people thinking that they have a say-so to what color the walls are going to be when you didn't build a foundation and you didn't lay a brick.
Oh wow! I mean that's a pretty bold statement because I know some people might say, well, you might have put the bricks together, but they were actually the bricks that built the foundation. You don't feel like they were a part of that at all?
No, see, I think it's a misconception, and anything that I do, I try to grow and I get better. But if you look at the foundation of Signal 23 and where we started, before, and if I don't know what you're referencing of, but I'm guessing that you're referencing About Him. Before
Yes.
About Him, we had 60,000 followers.
Okay.
So the foundation was already there. One of the reasons why, not just because About Him is a great show, the reason why it catapulted the way it was is because it went out to 60,000 people when it went out. There's a lot of great web series out there, a lot of good shows out there that had to build up an audience that takes time.
Right.
We didn't have to do that because I had already laid the groundwork.
Okay.
Furthermore, I mean, again, not to point any fingers or anything, but look at where people were before.
Okay.
What was I doing before it? What am I doing after it?
Okay.
Compare and contrast.
Okay.
So, God blesses us with opportunities to work with people, but sometimes everybody can't go to that next level with you. And that's just what it is. It's all about the work. And that's the reason why you don't see me, for the most part, lashing out and doing all. It's about the work. It's about the bag. It's about trying to achieve a dream. All that other bullshit, y'all can leave that at the door.
I understand that. So I guess one of the questions people ask me about when it comes to Signal 23 is the content for them, and this is not Michael or Hey Mikey ATL, because I believe in fairly covering everybody. They see more sex on the series than they do actual content or storyline, and to them it's become a softcore porn company. And you now use porn stars as some of your actors. What made you decide to move in that direction with the casting?
So, wait.
Go ahead.
Before he answers that, let me just say this. I started paying attention to Henderson in 2009. Like he says, before About Him, it was a brand. Now, I didn't know who he was.
Okay.
I just so happened to be paying attention to the content. It didn't really go into... Before, like they're saying, it's a softcore porn company. It didn't start out like that. Like, there were great shows before that. I think as you grow and as you produce, you venture into things. And I think he just landed into something that worked.
Okay.
And when, as an actor or a director, as anybody that creates, when you find something that works, you ride it till the wheels fall off.
And that's exactly what it is. And I remember when I was physician, I didn't write Still River, the original Still River. Jermaine Camille, shout out to Jermaine. He wrote the original Still River. They brung Still River to me a year before I was asked to do it. Okay. And I told them, hell no. I was like, I'm not about to do this show. It was LGBT content. It was not something at the time that I was comfortable with doing, because I was still branding myself as a director. And I think that I had a fear of being branded as this gay director that does this gay stuff. And so later, when I came up with the Signal 23 vision, I circled back around because I wanted to have all time. When Signal 23 first started, we had every type of show. We had shows for kids. We had shows for
talk shows and quick shows too.
We had everything. Okay. Because we didn't know exactly what was going to hit. So we wanted to figure out, what's going to hit. And so I circled back around. I said, you know what? Let me go talk to these dudes and see if they ever did anything with Still River. Came back. It was a year later. They hadn't done anything. I said, you know what? I'll shoot the show for free as long as it goes on my network. Still River blew up. Okay. So it led us to get to the point where, okay, now we have this huge LGBT audience and we have to feed them. We have to continue to feed them. This is before any money was involved into anything. It was just more so, okay, we have this audience. We have to feed them, which led us down the road to Boys Next Door. We did a couple of seasons of that, and then throughout the whole time Boys Next Door had happened, they were begging for another scripted series, because by then Still River had came to a close, and they were begging for another scripted series, which is how About Him came about. Gotcha. And ultimately, it's the audience. At the end of the day, I'm a filmmaker, but Signal 23 TV is a business. Now, I do have projects that I hold dear to my heart. Like, if you go on and you watch Deficiency Notice and some of my other movies, these are things that I die to produce. But Signal 23 TV is a business, and I cannot operate a business based off just doing what I want to do. I have to do what the people want. So when I do a scene and we have a sex scene and I look at the numbers and I look at the money, I'm gonna keep doing it, because what it does is it opens the door for me to be able to do whatever the hell I want to do. Because now I'm in a position to where I can wake up and say, we're going to South Africa and we're filming season 3 of this show, because of business decisions. And it's business decisions. So they can like it, they can love it, but they still start swiping their card and they still paying for it. And I love the fans, I love everybody. Everybody has comments. What we do try to do is we try to bring balance. And we'll talk about that a little bit later, but that's also something we're working on for 2018. But at the end of the day, when we look at a show like Uncle Joey, that for me was, I woke up and came up with this story and I was like, oh my God, I wanted this story, and fell in love with it. Uncle Joey didn't do the numbers that the other shows did. Wow. It just didn't. So I gave you something that was less sex and something that was all substance, something that could take you there, but you didn't support it. You didn't pay for it.
So you pretty much giving the people what they asked for.
Exactly.
They might say one thing with their mouths, but their cars are saying.
But they still going to watch textbook.
Okay. Even with Cash De Niro is
with Cash De Niro is text, it's astronomical. Yeah, but it is what it is. But I mean, there's difficulties with everything, and I think along the way I'm still learning everything, because this is not a blueprint that I'm following. No, you know what I'm saying? This all being created. Now there's a lot of people who's trying to follow the blueprint, but I'm creating it as we go along, and it's basically off of what's happening.
Okay, well now when you make these casting decisions, one of the things that people want to know is, are the porn stars or the actors actually having sex on camera?
No. Nobody's ever having sex.
That includes oral sex.
Well, they take things to a certain level.
Okay.
And I'm trying to figure out the first thing that happened. I think the first, and I'll take this. The actors, they're very competitive, and they've been very competitive. So what'll happen is, we did the scene in About Him season 1 with Rico and Brandon, and we were filming, and Rico pulled his dick out for real, and I was like, "You're not supposed to do it for real." And one of the other producers was like, "Well, just shoot it, and you know, let's just see." And we decided to just put it on Vimeo. It never went to YouTube.
Okay.
And so from that, it became a competition. Like if you ask people now, you can ask Davian, when we shoot sex scenes, I don't even choreograph them anymore. I literally have the actor say, okay, what are you guys comfortable with? What do you want to do? You know, let's do it. Give me 3 positions. Give me whatever I need based off the script, and I let them do it. I'm all creative-wise, as far as that, I'm all sexed out. I've shot so many sex scenes that I allow them to put their own touch on it, because we're not gonna take it that far. But if they get into camera and they go to certain places, I let them go there.
And what I think people have to realize too is, all he's doing is filming. Like what I don't ever comment on anybody's experience. I can only tell you what my experience is and what I've noticed. And when we're on set, he won't say anything. He'll say action, he'll say cut. It's very rare that he even gives the actors a lot of direction. Like he allows us to be as creative as we want to be. So when you see the sex scene, that's the actor being as creative as they want to be.
Really?
Are we here? That's the actor being as creative as they want.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, that's a good place to take a break. Yeah, we're gonna let y'all listen to a little music because we have some more very interesting questions to talk to about this interview. Remember, make sure y'all download the WTT Radio app, and if you already got it, tell a friend. You can follow us at WTT Radio. I'm Currently Mikey with Rocc, and we'll be back in just a second with Henderson Maddox and David Hart. We're getting back to a little bit more of an interesting conversation. I'm sitting right here with Henderson Maddox, Davian Harless, and friends, and we are going to continue to answer y'all questions, you know, next segment of the interview. So when we left off, we were talking about, you know, casting decisions using porn stars, and we talked about, you know, them possibly having sex on camera, but you said they've never had sex on camera, but some of them try to up the ante and they have had oral sex. Okay, because I had somebody
They get creative and they do a whole lot of stuff. They do, honestly, they do stuff that the camera don't see.
Okay.
And I mean, but that's, again, that's on them. That's on them. And Lord knows what happens after I call cut and I leave. So, but that ain't got nothing to do with it. That ain't in the script. I didn't write that.
That is hilarious. That is very funny. So that is real funny. That is real funny. But you say that, you know, a lot of times they say with success, you know, comes a bit of a setback. Or sometimes, what would you say you've had? What setbacks have you had with like your climbing success?
I think people feeling like they can dictate what you deserve to have.
Okay.
What you deserve to do. And just dictating how accomplished or unaccomplished you should be at a point. I'm trying to get that out. I think that's the biggest thing. I think it's just people not understanding. And like I said before, like nobody was here in the beginning. You don't know the shit that I've been through to get here.
Right.
So I'm not going to allow anybody to take that from me. And, you know, yeah, sometimes people have ideas and people have, you know, great ideas and, you know, whatever. But it's not so much about somebody, you know, giving ideas, because I don't want to think, oh, he just closed-minded. No, like Davian writes stuff all the time or whatever. It's not that. It's just people literally wanting to dictate what I need to do or what I'm supposed to do. I think also I think I've lost a lot of friendships or associateships.
Okay. Thank you for differentiating between the two.
Yeah, because I think people don't understand. They think because you allow them to get close to you or get to a certain parameter that they have dictation over certain things, and then when you say no, it's not happening like that, then they get offended, you know. Okay. But it's like you have to know the industry, you have to know business. And I think a lot of the issues that we've had in the past is because you don't know the industry. You came into something seeking fame, and it wasn't about the art. It wasn't about putting in the work. And unfortunately, a lot of people who do work for us, you come here, you get in front of the camera, you get in front of 100,000 people, and you're instant you famous. You know what I'm saying? You internet famous really quick.
Okay.
And you're not ready for it. You're not ready for it. You haven't been prepared for it. There are actors that work for years. They get no's for years. Their work gets seen by no one.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So those actors who are still on board with us, they appreciate it because they've worked so damn hard to get to where they are. Just like I've worked so damn hard to get where I am. But then when you have people who, not saying they didn't do any hard work or any work at all, but you have people that just woke up and walk out their house and say, hey, and they stumble upon something great, then they don't appreciate it.
Okay. Well, let me ask you a question. Would you be willing to reconcile with past actors?
I think I was actually threatened.
Well,
I was threatened. Well, at the end of the day, there are some people. I'm gonna say this. There are some people. I'm not calling any names because I don't want to create any drama. There are some people that are very loyal to me, very, very loyal to me. And at the end of the day, they feel like if they come back, then I'm gonna leave because I've been loyal through thick and thin. I've never done this. I've never done that. Like some people have done some blatant disrespectful shit.
okay.
Business-wise, personal-wise, a lot of stuff. And we're a family, so people see that. So, and the biggest thing I always say is that for every action, there's a consequence. I taught high school for 9 years, but almost 10 years. So the biggest thing I knew with my kids was that you have to have a consequence. Because if you do not have a consequence, you're going to do the same shit all over again. I'm not nobody's fool. So at the end of the day, I forgive people, but I don't forget. And I'm running a business, and this is my life. And at the end of the day, you can walk on and do whatever the hell else you want to do, but this is my baby. This is what I have right now. This is how I survive. So unfortunately, you've ran your course, and I wish you the most success, but I don't think I can do that. I can't do that to my team, and I can't do that to myself, and I don't know how to trust you.
Okay, well, it's interesting that you say that because I actually spoke, and I can actually say his name because he said it to me. You know, you and Trip Ali were actually good friends for years. And he's actually wondered, would you be willing to sit down and talk with him on my show and y'all hash out some issues?
I think the biggest thing, first of all, this is no disrespect to you, Mikey, when I say this. I don't want you to take this as disrespect. This is not Maury.
Got you.
So I'm not trying to find out if I'm the father. If you have something personal to say to me as men, we need to personal say. That whole situation was completely out of left field. I literally woke up one day and this was somebody that I felt like was my ride or die in my corner to within 8 hours, this was somebody I didn't know. So at the end of the day, I had to protect my business. Because at the end of the day, what people don't realize, this is all that I have. I do not work a job. I have not worked a job in 2.5 years. I am beyond blessed. So I will not let anybody threaten that because I'm not about to be clocking in at nobody's school or, after school. I'm not doing that no more. I'm at another place. I'm at a whole nother place in life.
Looking forward to the day, Lord.
So I think sometimes, a lot of times I think, and I'll talk about one other person that I'll talk about because I really, in my heart, I still have love for this person. Mm-hmm. But with the Trip situation I think that in the end of the day, and I'm not saying I was totally right in the situation, but again, I was protecting my brand and protecting, my business. But I think that if we both can own up to exactly what we did in the situation and deal with that first, I think we can have a conversation. Okay. But the thing that frustrates me is that people have so many opinions and so many thoughts that they express to everybody other than the person they need to express them to.
I agree with that.
There should be nobody else in my business or in a personal relationship but me and that person.
Got you.
So, you know what I'm saying?
And then I don't understand why, if we're in business together, and we've worked together for so long, what happens that you get so upset that we can't talk about what it is that's going on between us? Like, when did the communication just disappear? Like,
that's my question. At what point did the train fall off the rails?
And what was so serious that you can't say anything?
Because like me, I don't work for Signal or whatnot. I was outside of ramps. All I'm getting is messages of this is going, this is going. I'm just like, well, they were just kicking it, having dinner the other day. So I just want the way stuff goes off the rails with people is just amazing to me.
I think outsiders, and I'm gonna talk about that one person because I gotta say something to about that.
Okay.
But just to close on the trip situation, I think that sometimes people allow outside factors to make them feel a certain kind of way. And they let other people convince them to feel a certain kind of way rather than having a conversation with somebody that really needs to be had.
Okay.
So you don't come at me, like I said, I don't negotiate with terrorists. And at the end of the situation, I love Trip, but he came like a terrorist with a bomb strapped to him, and I was like, you know what? Let me call the CIA and let you get dealt with. So I let my people deal with that because I'm not gonna get blown up. For what? But the other person that at the end of the day, out of all the drama and all the mess, and everybody knew that, Rico. Like, if I loved anybody, I loved Rico. I took care of Rico. Rico lived in my house. I put Rico in school. Like, Rico didn't even know what MARTA was. He didn't even live here. He was on my Uber account. Like, I did more than I was ever supposed to do, and that was the problem. And Rico has his own demons that he needs to deal with. And every day, every now and then I look, and I sneak and I just look on his page to see how he's doing, and I have to stop and pray. Because I'm hoping and I'm waiting for you to turn around. Because you went from nothing to having a brand, a household name that anybody in the LGBT community know who you were. And from the things that I taught him and instilled with him, even if we couldn't do business together, you were supposed to walk away and blow the fuck up even more and to grow. And for me to put so much energy into somebody and branding somebody and to see it all just fall apart, it is heartbreaking.
That's the word I was about to use, heartbreaking. You felt more like a parent to him?
Yeah, it was very heartbreaking. And we've had, and it's so crazy, and it pisses me off too, and I'm gonna just be real, that we have conversations that you send me messages, and he hasn't sent me nothing lately, but you send me heartfelt messages in my inbox, but then you turn around on social media when you don't get what you want, and then you blasting my name again. For what? And I still want to know, what have I done to you? Because if it was money that was owed, you would have a lawyer, and you know who my lawyer is, so you would contact Matthew, and Matthew would deal with you accordingly for any of them.
Matthew.
For any of you.
He said the whole name, Matthew.
Yeah, because Matthew don't play.
Okay.
He don't.
That's all he knows.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, and that's all of this stuff, and I don't want to give credit to even talk to these other people and mention their names. All of this stuff is personal bullshit. You feeling like you're entitled to something that you're not entitled to. But realistically, if you had a true problem with me, with Signal 23 TV, you would get a fucking lawyer and you would contact my people.
Ooh. So that just hit me right in the heart. All right, yeah, we're going to take one more quick commercial break and we'll come back with some fun, a little bit more lighthearted stuff. Okay? Thank you for your openness and your honesty. That was a really good interview. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Remember, you listen to Currently Mikey. I'm talking about my cousin, Mr. Henderson Maddox, y'all. We continue our interview with him. Y'all listening to WTTRADIO's Currently Mikey with Rocc. I'm Mikey. Davey has been co-hosting with me. And we've been having a grand old time. I appreciate the openness and the honesty. I really thought it was going to be like pulling teeth, but no, okay. Yay me. So Damien had a game that he wanted us to play.
Well, I have a game I want Henderson Maddox to play.
Okay.
So nobody knows.
So how long is this game going to last?
This game is going to be real quick. I'm probably going to ask like 4 questions.
Okay, go ahead.
4 questions. So the game is going to be called The Best and Worst of Signal 23.
Yay!
And you can either choose to answer with a name or you can answer with a show.
Okay.
All right. So
okay.
Question number 1. Best and worst actor of Signal 23.
Oh, Lord. In the history?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to be fair. In the history, and y'all not going to like this answer.
Okay.
But in the history, Robin Givens.
Okay.
The best?
The best.
Okay.
Okay. I can see that. Shout out to Riverdale.
I mean, I feel like that's due. If I didn't say that, then that would be disrespectful.
Is this because of her Signal 23 content or just as in general?
I'm
talking about the Signal 23
content.
We can't. She don't count. That ain't no fair.
Lord.
You mean a website?
You ain't see that one tear she dropped in season 2? When she said the revolution is here.
I see that.
So she did that.
She did that.
So best and worst.
Okay, if you want me to say somebody else, you already know who I'm gonna say.
but
The King.
Jaquay Wilkinson.
I agree with that.
Jaquay is that good of an actor?
Jaquay is
Jaquay's
amazing.
amazing.
He's
Really?
fucking amazing.
Yes.
And I can't wait
love
to
me some
start
Jaquay
doing
now.
other stuff for him outside of the, no offense, against the LGBT, but I can't wait to start putting him in some stuff outside of LGBT. He's a
You
fucking
didn't see him
beast.
in Friends First? Have you watched Friends First?
I did not see Friends First. I watched the first episode about him in South Africa, though. I did. We're going to get to that.
Oh, about him is Jaquay is a beast.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
The worst.
Yes.
I can't say that. That's gonna hurt somebody's feelings.
What show was
I
it?
know he was on Kingdom Heights, but I ain't gonna say that.
Oh, shit.
I'm trying to think who you talking about.
I don't know his name. That's how irrelevant his bad his acting was. But I'm just gonna turn it back on my head to
the
this.
skinny dude.
I'll say. I don't want to do that because that's gonna be so messy.
All right, well, we'll move on to the next question. Best and worst show on Signal 23. Although you created them all, we get that. But if there was a show that you could get rid of, what would be the worst one? And what do you think is the best show?
Damn, that is hard too because I have personal attachment to different places in my life when I came up with some of these ideas. The best show on Signal 23 TV, I don't care what anybody say, hands down, is Uncle Joy.
Okay.
I love Uncle Joy. I love the story, even though it probably won't finish. But I love it. I think the best show.
The content was awesome.
Yeah, it's Uncle Joy.
What
Like
people don't talk about.
the monologues. I wrote my ass off. What's the worst show?
A show that you could, if you had to get rid of one and not do it, what would it be?
Going through the catalog. So I'm trying to hurry up. I don't want to waste time.
4, 3, 2.
What do you think the worst show is?
What do I think the worst show is?
And then maybe I can agree.
I
I don't know either. That's so different. To say that's the worst show is like,
Apples and
and I'm thinking
oranges.
business-wise too.
Like apples and oranges.
Because like
So let me
some of the
ask you
shows, they make good money and they may not be my favorite show, but the dollars, so I don't want people to stop watching them.
Right.
Last question of the game is, if you could have an unlimited amount of money or budget for a show, which show would you put that money into?
Whew. Out of all the shows right now, damn. Shows that are existing right now. I mean, I guess if I would have to say, we have put a lot of movie or series.
Whatever.
You just made it difficult. I'm gonna just go with it. I'm gonna just say, I will say, I have so much fun with About Him that, and I know what I want to do next season. I know what I want to do the season after that. So I think the money would have to go into About Him because I want to raise the stakes.
And I would think that About Him and Big Gay Hangover. I think
That's what I was gonna
potential
say.
for those two are.
I love Big Gay Hangover.
That's what I was gonna say. We're going to China part 2 in July.
Mikey needs to make a cameo. I'm trying to be the Stan Lee. I'm like, hey, Troy.
Two is about to be dope.
It's about to be
I done
amazing.
asked to get in on that pin game. That was, ooh,
Let me get that audition tape together. Okay, so any other questions, Davey?
I don't have any other questions, but while we're on air, I would like to tell Henderson thank you. Henderson gives me amazing opportunities, and every opportunity that I get, I always try to tell him thank you and let him know that I am very grateful. Now, he's been acting the ass the last 2 weeks, but that's always a conversation that we're going to have often. But no, Henderson is
Clutch my
really good
pearls.
to me.
Been reaching back to
and
Africa.
We have a group, like, the 5 of us, the Ghostbusters right now. Like, we're rocking it out. So shout out to Lando King. He was supposed to be here. Shout out to Eli Liberty, Mr. Henderson Maddox, and definitely a huge shout out to the king that's currently reigning on the throne, Mr. Jaquay Wilkinson.
All right, Jaquay.
And I guess if I can, because I know it's coming to a close.
Well, I wanted to just say about him, South Africa. Like, tell everybody why they should watch the show.
You should watch it. So let me tell you what you're gonna get from season 3 of About Him. Season 1, you were in the discovery phase. You were trying to figure out who you were and what you like. Season 2, you were out, kind of, sort of, but you were kind of into the real world. You were trying to find your identity. Right. Season 3 is about love. Season 3 is about finding love, understanding love, navigating through love, and figuring out what the hell does love really mean to you.
All right.
Because love has so many faces.
Okay.
And so that's what season 3 is about. So season 3, you gonna experience heartbreak. You gonna experience the cupcake phase. You gonna experience the good, the bad, the ugly, everything.
And Milan Christopher.
And Milan
Hey.
Christopher, season 3,
Wilkerson.
and Jaquay and the King, Jaquay Wilkerson.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Sound effect.
No.
And some great music. So that's what I was gonna segue just to make sure I put out there. I started 2 other entities of Signal 23. We have Signal 23 Records. It's already off the ground. It's already started.
Congratulations.
So we have music. Shout out to Stevie D. That single Dose drops March 1st. You can go check the video out on the Signal 23 TV webpage. Tay is actually the A&R for Signal 23 Records.
Really?
So that's why he's here. He's my
High five
right
me, Tay.
hand.
Yes.
So look out for what we're doing. We started the record company because fans, we did covers or whatever to have music for the shows, but fans really wanted the songs to purchase. So I was like, okay, we're gonna start a record label. So the main focus of the record label is to create soundtracks for every show. So every show that we do in 2018 will have a soundtrack of original music that'll come out at the end that you can actually buy.
Okay.
And then we have artists that have been signed. So Stevie D is our first artist, and our first female artist is Shamia Morton. You guys know her from Real Housewives of
I
Atlanta.
do.
So I was just in the studio with her today. She throwing down some heat. So those are our first 2 artists. Now,
I need you up inside here, baby. We need to talk.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get Shamia up here.
Okay, cool.
So and then the other thing that we're starting is, I've always been fat. I started. Nobody knows this. When I was in high school, I worked at a radio station.
Okay.
So every summer, I was intern at a radio station at Q100.
Okay.
And so I know so much about radio, and so I've always wanted to have like a radio station, but it's gonna be a little different. It's not gonna be the traditional V103 or something like that. It's gonna be a little flat. I don't want to give away the secret,
Gotcha.
but look out for that in late spring, somewhere between the end of April, end of May. We're gonna launch with some things, but it's gonna be a little different. It's gonna be a little different. I think people gonna like it.
You got some pretty good ventures going on. Congratulations. Signal 23's future is looking really bright. So,
Signal 23 is rocking out right now.
okay.
Just about growth, friends. Growth is the key to life.
I'm happy to witness. So, thank you for coming on, Henderson. You definitely always welcome on my show, and I hope you'll come back and frequent us and send some people our way. You know, we love our juicy, interesting stories. Not even so much juicy, but I want to tell everybody's story fairly. That's what it is. I'm a journalist first and foremost, so that's what's always important to me. Henderson, how can everybody follow you on social media?
Mr. 23 ATL. Everything is MR23 ATL. Twitter, Instagram. I don't snap, so don't Snapchat me. Keep that to yourself because I don't do that. But everything else you can find me, Mr. 23 ATL. Follow all our other pages, Signal 23 Television and also Signal 23 Records.
Awesome. Y'all make sure y'all following them on every platform, okay? We are going to go ahead and take a quick break. Come back and chat with JB for just a second, then we're going to wrap up the show, right? Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Remember, you're listening to WTTRADIO's Currently Mikey with Rocc. We're back in a sec.